Hey guys, how you doing? Kiva Lose It here, and this will be a little bit of a different video. You can find many other information on my website. There are 20 pages of my ebook there where you can read many of the things that I will mention here and expand in other subjects. So we start learning 10 things you should know before you start playing guitar. If you're intermediate, improver, or even an advanced student, maybe there are some things you want to correct and go back in quotes and see if you've done it right and you followed the right direction. Alright, here we go. Number 1. Okay, the first thing you want to do is figure out which style do you like. Do you like how to play fingerstyle? Do you like to play with a pick? Or do you prefer to, you love a reggae song from Bob Marley? Or the style of Tony Manuel? Now this is what's called like a ragtime blues. We can have a little bit more. Maybe you like the blues. Any of these styles, it's important for you to know which one attracts you, which one you like. You're going to find out in the next things you should know that it's important to take every step to completion. So these are some examples that I put here. You might prefer the electric guitar. You might prefer to play with a pick, as I just said, or with fingers. You might prefer classical songs, or you might prefer how to play ska rhythm, the reggae rhythm, maybe Latin. So there are very, very many styles of guitar your ear gets attracted to. Find out what that style is, who is the composer or who is the guitar player. And having said that, that brings us to the second thing you should learn. We should have a role model. Now, what is a role model? It's our favorite style of guitar that we like listening. Maybe it could be 2 or 3 styles, it really doesn't matter, but you should focus on 1 or 2 in the beginning. And we will find the correspondent guy or lady who is very good at that style, and we'll listen to them. We have like a mentor that inspires us. For example, if you like flamenco, you would really like Paco de Lucia. Now, if you, or Lucia, as they say in Spain, or if you like blues, maybe you would like Eric Clapton's style. He's amazing and he can sing, he plays with a pick and he plays with a finger. So these are things that you really want to specify when you're starting out to play guitar. So finding a mentor is important, but first search many styles, then find a mentor. You can also like, maybe if you like electric guitar, Steve Vai is one of the greatest you can watch. There are many other people out there that play great electric guitar. Singers as well, like Prince. All these people are amazing, and you can really find out a lot about them and how much they push the bar to get where they are now. They make it look easy, but I'm sure, and I know for sure, that they worked years and hours for that. Alright, so we're going on for number 3. The third thing you want to do, guys, is buying your guitar. Now don't worry if you already have a guitar, there's no problem. I personally remember the first year I exchanged 3 to 4 guitars until I found the one that I was mostly happy with. Now I've got 11, and they're not very expensive. My most expensive is about 200 euros. But I found out one thing from the beginning. If I'm a beginner, I want soft tension strings, because it's hard enough for the fingers. Why put the strings hard tension? It's not going to make any sense for your fingers. And finding a guitar that the bridge is low, not too high, meaning that the strings are as low as possible to the metal frets, alright? Because then your fingers will get cramps quite often. I'm not saying you can't play when it's higher, you can, but it's much more difficult. Remember, you don't want to buy an expensive guitar because it might be very hard to play or very stiff, and you might need more power to give in that specific guitar. For example, a steel string guitar could be too hard, but having a soft tension guitar and the soft tension strings, it will really help you to play and not get disappointed that, oh, it doesn't sound right, or when he plays it, it's different. He's been playing for 10 years. His fingers are a little bit stronger. Alright, it's like he was doing martial arts 10 years and you never learned how to throw a punch. So having said that, what guitar style did you find out that you like? Was it the jazz or the blues? If it's jazz and blues, there are specific type of guitars. If it's fingerstyle, for example, it's good to have the steel guitar. You can play with any other guitar, any style of course, but some guitar sounds better in their style. For example, classical guitar has a beautiful, sweet and mellow sound. A little bit depressing actually, but it's very sweet depressing, if you get my drift. And a flamenco guitar has it has the sweetness, but it also has the sharpness. It cuts like a knife through air. So huge difference if you choose the style, your mentor and your guitar. Having bought a cheap acoustic guitar, it's easier to put nylon strings on it. Yes, because when you put nylon strings, then they are softer than the steel strings. But again, maybe your style dictates that you want to have like Tony Emanuel. That's another great guitarist that you can find and learn so many things from him. You would prefer a steel guitar with steel strings. All these things, again, you can find them on my website, and there are 20 pages of my ebook there just for you guys, so you can learn these things and more and have fun with it. And if you like to buy the whole ebook, I would appreciate it. I will see it as a support from you guys. And basically, I've already shown you in the free section everything you need to know to start playing by yourself. But I have about 25 different picking patterns if you like fingerstyle, especially from flamenco to blues to reggae to classical, little pieces and full pieces of compositions and MP3s where you can listen to. Just a side note, if you guys already bought a guitar, you can exchange it, or you can wait until you gather up some more money and get a better one on that style. So don't worry if you already bought a guitar and you progressed a little bit. Even if you're an intermediate to advanced, you can still find out more about where your style was. Don't make any of the mistakes I did. I started playing with an electric guitar, but I used my fingers. So most probably I was good with an acoustic or a nylon string guitar. Alright, so we're moving to number 4. Tuning your guitar. I know you must have heard of this quite often, but it's really important. If you don't tune your guitar, even if you learn how to play correctly, it will sound bad. So having a good balanced sound is important. You should just go and learn the 6 names of the string, which this one is the E, the next one is the A, the D, the G, the B, and the E. You can download an app. I can put some suggestion here and in the description, or you can download on your PC AP Guitar Tuner. No, this is not a promotion. It's an app that a program for PCs that I've been using. Maybe for Macintosh it exists too, but I've been using it for so many years and I'm very happy with it. It tunes to descent, that's how we call it, because each note goes from 0 to 100 cents. That's a step higher, as we say. So you can learn to tune your guitar, and the next thing you want to do, change your strings as well. Again, when you buy a guitar, you figure out your style, you figure out your mentor, you know what you want to follow, yeah? And then you have the right guitar, so you have the right sound, you tune your guitar. But again, maybe you don't need to tune the guitar with those strings, the ones you just bought. Usually they're old, so you want to take them off. I don't have any videos on that because if you have a flamenco guitar, you string it up different. If you have an acoustic guitar with steel strings, there's a little bowl at the end where you push it in. So depending on the style of guitar you guys chose, you can search for that to figure out how to do that yourselves. Maybe a friend can do it, but it's better you learn that. You get more connected with your instrument and when you tune it. This is an important last note for you. Once you put new strings on your guitar, you figure out how to use your tuning software, and it literally tunes the guitar for you. It tells you up and down. About 30 seconds after you strum, the guitar will get out of tune when your strings are brand new. I got really disappointed with me. I thought I was doing something wrong because I was playing and it sounded horrible every time. Now, I wasn't even 1 month into playing, but I didn't know that I had to tune the guitar daily or straight away many times after I put new strings. So you should be tuning actually for a week daily your guitar until it gets stretched. If it's still strings, you can pull up the strings like that, also on the nylon, but on the steel strings is more, so you get the tension out of the strings and tune it back up. That's your own preference anyway, but I would suggest let it tune and stretch naturally. So every time you're going to start playing, make sure first you have your app or program or software tuner on. Just check quickly your guitar and do that. And here we go for our next and number 5. Alright, number 5, we gotta learn chords. Don't hate me for this, but when I first started guitar, I wanted to be like Santana playing solo on the electric, or just playing those notes that I hear in flamenco, and they do these beautiful rolls and put all these things together. But because I didn't learn chords, I couldn't progress. Why is that? Chords are usually played with rhythm technique on the right hand. Rhythm is a loop that over and over the same. So that was the pattern of the right hand through some chords. The chords changed only. My right hand pattern was doing it. Okay? Now this is a little bit improved to intermediate strumming. Some of you pick it up, that's cool, but that's not what our lesson is about. It's about now learning chords. There are A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and in between. You don't have to memorize everything, but you should, in about 3 months to 6 months, learn the basic A, B, C, D, E, F, G chords. Again, you can search about them, or you can find them here with sharps, or if you go backwards, it's flats. So these are little things, they're not really theory. Again, you can go on my website. I've got an example in my book on the free version right there. Click on my first guitar lesson, and there you can see about how to read the diagrams to put your fingers on a chord. For example, the G chord, the C chord, the D chord. Alright, learning the chords nicely and clean. And I will also have a video here where you guys can see how to practice chords and make them more powerful and strong, so they don't sound buzzy. Sometimes you might want them buzzy, but when you start out, don't put any effects, just play everything as clean as possible. Through the chords, you'll learn good rhythm. When you have good rhythm, then you can play good melody. You can be a good soloist. So really bear through it. And one last thing about the chords, after you learn the A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and the in-betweens, make sure you also learn, out of all the chords you've learned, there are sevenths and there are minors. What does that mean? This is an A chord. This is an A7 chord. Sounds more jazzy or more bluesy. This is a minor chord. Sounds very sad. Again, it's an A, but it's a minor. So for basic feeling in guitar music, we want to learn the basic chords, their minors and their sevenths. Again, you can go check in my book. I have chord diagrams, a mini chord book, and if you check on Yahoo or Google Images, for example, you want to learn the A sharp, that's putting the bar as I showed before. You put A sharp guitar chord in Google Images, for example, and it will pop up many versions. You can play it as putting the fingers. Find the most simple one you like, and you can see where they put their fingers and learn to play that chord. Having learned those chords, I know I'm stuck on the chords, but for me it was very difficult to accept that I needed to learn a bar chord. It was really hard to do that. By the way, again, I will have a link you guys can check how to hold the chords better, especially bar chords. Or also a video where you can hear, you can see how to play with 2 fingers bar chords. Having that natural progression down in mind gives you a lot of ease of mind. Now this moving more to improve your intermediate guitar, but you have here an E. When you move more down, it's an F. then it's an F sharp, it's a G, it's a G sharp, A. So they're progressing just like the pattern I showed you here before. So if you learn one bar chord shape, which will make it hard for you to learn, you have learned already all the other chords just by moving the same shape more down. Spooky. Now again, this is not too much theory, it's just a few things that I really want you to know, because through the chords comes the melody. Number 6. Learn to read not music, not notes, taps. After you know your style, you know your mentor, you know what you want to be more on the guitar, just start reading tabs. Now I've got 1, 2, 3 videos explaining how to read tabs, and in my book on the page here you can also find how easy songs to play reading tabs, so you can play solo notes. Just little stuff, funny stuff like that, but they will get you going on how to read your tabs. There are symbols on them, and tabs are much easier to pick up than learning the notes. I personally know how to read notes, but it takes me an hour until I figure out which one is which, because I didn't study for that. It's just my own style. You guys, most of you know that my job is a dancer. I don't play guitar for a living, but after many years on YouTube here, I just share my progress, and you guys seem to like what I do, and I explain how I did it and how I progressed too, and we're learning all together. Okay, our next one is, well, websites. Well, you know which website you can find a lot of information, but again, this is no advertising. There is many other guitar websites that you can, after you've learned your chords and how to read tabs, you go there and they have songs with chords. Immediately you know how to play them, you know how to play the song, and you read the tabs. You can practice with the tabs and learn your fingerstyle or your solo note for your electric guitar, or the falsetto, the melody in your flamenco. So having websites bookmarked in a special folder is something that I do often, and I've got hundreds of websites saved. I could put them here, but it's just gonna take forever. You guys search and find your own style of websites and save them, because information, when you find it, you shouldn't let it go, is valuable. And share it with your guitar friends. Put her in our group on Facebook. Put the comment right here and share with people the website you found that helped you to help them. I hope it makes sense. And we go for number 8. How hard to work. Consider yourself that you have homework. Meaning, if you ever see some people saying that can teach you guitar in a week or in a month, or that's a lie. You might learn how to scratch the guitar, but there's so many things that you need to go through, just these few beginner steps. And you don't want to overdo it, but you want to practice, practice, practice. And make a goal that I'm gonna be playing in a year amazing. Maybe not a professional level, but I'm gonna be able to play my chords and sing with it. So by studying daily brings us to number 9. Know when to take a break. When you're a beginner on guitar, even an intermediate player, you have a breaking point. Even the greats have a breaking point, but they can play for hours because their finger muscles are very exercised and they created calluses here, because when you start playing there's a lot of pain happening. It's like, oh, is this normal? Don't worry, they'll toughen up. Just don't scrape them off, and be careful after you have a shower. Don't play straight away on your guitar, because it's just going to scrape off the soft skin and then you'll hurt again the next day. But we should know when to stop. You play 10 minutes a day for 2-3 weeks. That's perfect when you first start. Then you put it to a half an hour, and sometimes you go up to an hour, so the next day you don't play because your hand got stiff, and you give it 24 hours or sometimes even 48 hours to relax. Just like doing any gym, any exercise, of giving the muscle hours to relax. Consider it as a gymnastic exercise that your body is going through. If you feel pain or tendons, feeling strain or whatever, just drop the hand, relax it, massage it, let it go unnumb, to remove the numbness from it, then you can continue playing. If you don't stop playing and you overdo it, you will create pain or maybe something bad permanent in your hand. But that's not even the worst thing. I believe the worst thing is that psychologically you will create a barrier. Your body will not want to go play again guitar and practice guitar because the last time you did it, it hurt. It hurt a lot. So when it hurts too much, just leave it down and keep on the next day or the one after. If you played for 1 month in an intermediate level after 1-2 years and you played for 1 month non-stop, maybe you want to take a week off. I remember in one of his interviews, Paco de Lucia was saying that he takes 3 months off to his house of vacations without even taking a guitar. I can't imagine 3 months without playing your guitar, but he's the best flamenco, in my opinion, guitar player that ever lived. Rest in peace, maestro. And he leaves his guitar for 3 months. He needs a break. So remember to relax and balance things up. And number 10. You should never, ever give up. Do look at my channel, the date that I started, 2007. I was playing for about 2 years guitar. Now my first year doesn't count because I was playing solo, note for note. Ding, ding, ding. But it was nothing if you don't have an extra sound like rhythm and all that stuff. So that first year went down the drain, but it taught me many things that I needed to learn and focus on first, according to the style and the guys and the people who inspired me to learn how to play. And I never give up because music is something that makes you concentrate on it, makes you think about it. Sometimes you even think about the instrument when you're not playing it, when you're somewhere and just thinking of something else, and then maybe I should try that on the guitar, maybe I should practice more of that. And it really can take over your mind and build up a lot of beautiful emotion to play and play and play. But if sometimes you can't go as fast as you like or can't be as clean as you like on a chord, don't get discouraged. I promise you, if you practice it, you will get there. Yes? Finishing off with, it's how much time you put in it. I really believe if we put up 10 hours, we will be playing 10 hours of experience. If you put 10,000 hours, we will start becoming an expert. Not a good, an expert. Alright, so you can put about a half an hour, 10 minutes, and just play your guitar and have fun. And that's it, guys. I hope you liked this video. These are basic advices that you guys asked me as well. You can come on our Facebook group. I will put the link here and in the description, or like my page on Facebook, Give or Lose It. And there's also, again, the website where you can find out more information and have more video lessons to progress. If you're a beginner, I still explain note for note. And I hope you guys have fun. I will see you in the next video. Take care. God bless.